into them. GM, welcome to episode 52 of the Fantasy Top Deck Building Series. Big 1 year. Can't believe it's been a year of HK and I doing this show. I am your host, the Carpenter. Alongside me, as always, Big Brain Frog, and someone who has become a brother to me, Khalid H, aka HK. HK, how are you?
Yeah, no, doing well. It's a nice few days off. We had the 2 bank holidays, so that means no work, and then obviously the weekend. So yeah, feeling good. And yeah, no, it's been insane. 1 full year of doing these weekly sort of deck building series with obviously we've had guests along the way, and yeah, no, it's been great, and it's crazy how quick it's gone.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, I got a naked little 1-year-old that came in. Hey, baby. All right, I'm back. I had to put him in. Yeah, he wasn't naked, but he had just a diaper on. So I had to boot him real quick. Not that kind of stream. I don't like boxing the kids. So, but yeah. So even though Axton or my little dude, I just doxed his name, but my 3-year-old has been on stream more times than I can count. Right, over the last year, he finds his little way to get his mullet head in here. Pretty sure there's a time where all 4 of them get on stream one way or another. There was a time there at the beginning, my 11-year-old, well, who's 12 now, my 12-year-old would literally try. I had to fix my camera angle, and because she would try to come on stream every single week for the first 3 months.
Yeah.
Get her face on. She's like, and then she'd show her friends, look, I was on stream. But yeah. So, dude, you crushed it this last week. Here, let me switch us to a different overlay here so we can show your screen. We're going to go like this, and we're going to go like this, and we can bring your screen up. HK crushed it this week, absolutely crushed it this week. And that was the 3rd week in a row where he has just brought home the bacon, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I was telling you last week, can I keep it up?
Yep.
I hit 0.272 ETH, 0.245 ETH, and then 0.363, right?
Not only did you keep it up, you bested it. Wasn't that your all-time high, personal best?
Yeah, in terms of ETH rewards, it definitely was my best, right? Given the cards flow, it might not be my best overall rewards in terms of total rewards, but 0.363 ETH and 5,000. I think it's 5,400 frags. Definitely has to be up there as
huge.
Definitely has to be up there as my best.
Yeah, dude, that's insane.
But yeah, no, I think it's partly because I threw a deck in gold, right? Just hoping that Inten does his review, right? That yearly, that year in review. Post, and he did it, right? And he ended up coming, I think, top 5. So if you look at this deck, yeah, he came 6th. Grit Cult did well again. Cold Blooded Shell has been pretty active in this current market, and Cozy was actually, I think he was the king of the hill for 2-star, surprisingly, over Kaleo and CL. So I think yeah, maybe there's a bit of luck in there as well. CL posting was quite a surprise. CL not posting, sorry. But I think coming 8, I think doing well in all 3 leagues was the main reason I did, had my best sort of ETH tournament, right, in terms of ETH rewards. Then obviously in silver, I did very well as well. I came 5th, and yeah, Lucas was the main reason I think I came 5th here, because I think in the last day he hit a banger as well. And then if I go to my final deck, the best rank 1 was the bronze deck. I'm trying to find it.
While you're finding that real quick, I threw Crab is back with us. The Crab. I'm also fixing on the fly
What's up, guys?
fixing overlays. So for the time being, he doesn't have a name tag, but he's gonna have one here in a second. I'm fixing the overlays on the fly. So
I apologize for being mid-screen here.
no, you're good, brother. You're good.
It's fine. It's fine. You can still see my decks. Yeah, they can. That's fine.
Yeah, you can still see it.
Yeah, but I know I was just going through. I had my best sort of tournament in terms of like ETH. Like obviously ETH's gone down, so maybe not. But in terms of actual like just pure ETH, right?
Amount of ETH, yeah.
Yeah, it was my best one, and I think it was just because I did well in all three, like different leagues. Like usually, if you would do that in one tournament, you'd probably have your best tournament, right? So, yeah, third in bronze. Kaleo came through in like the last half of the tournament for me, so that was good.
I didn't think he was going to. Like I faded him in a couple of my good decks, and I regretted it.
Yeah, it was. Even I was slightly getting nervous because CL hadn't posted for like the first 2 days, right? Kaleo took I think it took a day or at least a day and a half for him to get going, and with only Cozy, the one that's only Cozy scoring, I was like, this tournament's not going well. But yeah, no, I'm glad it all worked out at the end, and yeah, I can just focus on to the next one. But Crab, how's it going on your end?
Good. How are you guys?
Doing well.
Yeah,
Doing well.
yeah,
Glad
doing
to have
well.
you back, brother.
Yeah, good to be back. Yeah, on those 2 stars as well. I can definitely I played CL a little bit harder than I think
played
I
him
should have.
So hard.
Yeah, it was definitely.
In hindsight, Kaleo did feel like a more obvious pick there.
Yeah, but it's like what threw me off was a post about saying taking time off for the holidays, but reading it back, it was saying I took time off for the holidays.
Okay.
Yeah, I think during the Monday morning, he went on a rampage of posts, right? And everyone was like, okay. I changed my deck because I thought, okay, Kaleo's definitely back at least, right? But then he obviously it took him a day and a bit to get going. But I think even though the 2 stars did post, there's so much like random results last week, like Patty Ice coming third, right? That just threw me off. And then
because normally he's so consistent in the middle of the pack.
Yes.
Like he's one that you can always count on, but rarely goes off like that.
Exactly right.
Absolutely.
And then Hart with the back-to-back 8-star performances, right? Like I didn't see that coming.
Not expecting that.
And how many new heroes were in the top 10? So you got 1, 2, and then Luke Cannon was 12. So you got 3 new heroes in the top 12. So that was interesting to see as well. But then, like I said, it was like I think at the halfway point, I was like, okay, yeah, it's pretty much settled now. Nothing's gonna change. But I think lately, what's been happening is we're just getting these crazy results, like Marusha saying she's on vacation and then popping up 13.
Yes.
In the tournament.
I think the alpha is to be like fading those, right? When they say they're on vacation, is to actually go with it.
Yeah, and I keep mentioning about Great Cult. I just think that Algo's currently in such a state where I think his style of posts actually take off. They're not exactly memes, but they're more like deep sort of quotes and stuff like that, right? Like,
yeah, he actually DM'd me on Christmas saying Merry Christmas and stuff. So I was gonna reply and say, hey, should I play you this week in fantasy? But I was like, we'll keep it. We won't bring that up.
Let him keep going because I think he's currently on a decent run, so I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, exactly.
He's I think 15th and 8th or something in the last 2 tournaments. So
let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be like messing with a no-hitter for like a pitcher.
Exactly. That'd be jinxing it, right?
Exactly. But no, yeah, I like I said, I think once the tournament's over, I'm already thinking how can I be ready for the next one. And the funny thing was,
don't jinx it though. Speaking of that, so you've done this your 3rd in a row, going better, right? Don't. Whatever you've been doing, keep doing it. Whatever you've been doing, keep doing it.
So I think what I tried to do is I look at who might end up being a 1-2 star that's a good hero that's been posting. And I think I saw Taiki, and at the time he was set to be like a 3-4 star, and I was like, okay, maybe it's a good buy at a very low price. And then because they delayed the star update, he ended up a 1 star, and I ended up having 8 or 9 copies of him as a 1 star. And I think him as like I've looked at the 1 stars this week, right? And I think that's the main thing I kind of look at anyways in the market, just because it's like outside of if you have a good 1-star hitting, like doing well in the tournament, you're gonna have a good chance of doing, top 10. But I think since the last time we all three of us on stream, like we said, Alan might come back and he hasn't, right?
Yeah, it's been a minute. There's a lot of potential 1-stars, but they've been AFK for so long that it's hard to trust any one of them. It's at least to go heavy on one.
100%, yeah. I do have a lot of copies of like Alon, Shoku, Pentoshi, but I do think it's gonna end up being something like Taiki, DB probably, or Charlotte Fang, someone like that. He's obviously gonna post. Obviously
He's the safe option as a 1-star, and I'm surprised he actually still go with the 1-star strategy, considering
No reverse now, so
no reverse.
Yeah,
But I'm kind of glad he still is, because then it works out, right?
yeah, no.
And then
100%.
apologies real quick. I am fixing the overlay. So HK, like and then Crab. So you guys watching will be able to kind of see the back end of this, what we do on the thing. So we now that I've fixed it here, I'll push play so you guys can see it. We kind of play with your guys' is when you're sharing your screen, kind of play with it to try and get it to fit inside this box if you can. As
Okay.
good as possible. So,
yeah, zoom in a bit.
How's it looking now?
that looks well enough. It's gonna be
looks
kind of hard to
okay,
get it in that long, elongated
Yeah,
form,
yeah,
but
true.
I'll make
I
it
think
better
this
for
is
next
okay.
week. This was on the fly. On the fly.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's fine.
Figma's a lifesaver.
Yeah. So I think Taiki, as I said, right, like he's had a couple of really good performances. Now it's the new year. Maybe he posts, maybe he doesn't. But I think if he gets one post, even like I think that's like 400 or 500 points, right? Because if you look, like if it's a really good post, he can possibly get a very good rank. So I definitely think he's probably up there. If I just go 2 to 4, just to speed it up a bit. High to low, get rid of the. Oh right, yeah, that must be Versla Loon. Like he hit a banger after the tournament, and it did so much reviews that it outscored everyone on the weekly leaderboard. Like that's just insane. But Crab, what's your thoughts on some of the 2 to 4 stars this week?
Well, 2 is tough. I think normally I feel like every single week we go through it, and 2 ends up being the weakest, with the exception of last week when I was gone for the show. But I think at 3, I think that there's a couple that I'm looking at. One is Mary. I feel like Mary is consistently a 5-star and even does well there, but it's one of the, at a 5-star is a little bit kind of expensive or to play. But I think at 3 that represents good value and pretty consistent. So I'm definitely going to try to fit her in there, or him, her. Judas is also definitely on my list to try to get in some competitive decks at 3 stars. Bread and Honey, of course, but I think that they've both been so inconsistent that's more of a flyer than something that I'm really counting on for my top couple decks. Andy at 4-star as well. And so 4 stars, actually a couple more. So Andy, Newsy, I think Base Dom has been a little bit more active and has shown that is able to pop off a little bit. And I'm starting to see Dunebug a little bit more. Again, not like really counting on her, but worth giving her a little bit more of a flyer on a couple.
She scares me. I have a couple of her comments, but she scares me.
Oh, she definitely does. It's one of those things, especially it takes a while to regain that trust, especially because she's been so unreliable for a while. But
I think on that, like I rather trust. Like I don't think trust comes into it as much when the price is literally floor. You get what I mean? Like if I'm investing in a hero at floor, them doing well in a tournament is like an overperformance for me, right? Because they're full price, right? Like they're not supposed to be good, right? So I swept the floor thinking
floor price now. Floor price she is.
Point.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. I think that's a really good play.
Oh.
I think that's smart. And I guess I feel like there's 2 kinds of trust. One is value, like from purchasing, and the other is like a willingness to play in your top decks when you're
100%.
Like you're piecing together some of your like more expensive cards that you've got one shot at trying to get gold, silver, or trophy, and then like willingness, trust to like use as a flyer in that deck that could make or break it.
For sure, no, 100%. I agree with you there. I think another one you mentioned was Honey, and I think you're right on Honey. Like she's become more of a, hit or miss now until further notice, right? Like
the female DB. Well, not even because it's not like
No,
she can hit top ones or twos, but
yeah, it's not even like she's she's able to get like top 20. I think even if she posts once or twice, and I don't think that's
Yeah.
good enough to get like even top 60 nowadays. So I think I think you're right. She's become a bit of just a flyer. Like I'll play in a deck, like a not so serious deck, and hope something crazy happens. But there was one more that I was wanted to talk about was Bread Guy. He's kind of fallen off a bit lately, right? And I'm tempted to like buy him at these prices just because I feel like
I've been
at,
grabbing him
at some
at
point
these
I do
prices.
feel like if I can build towards an epic for someone like him who I know has, when he's active, like very active, has that potential, to just pop off every now and then, right?
Definitely.
Because I know, Crab, you have his legendary. So what's been how have you been playing him lately?
So I think for the last 2 weeks, maybe less so in the top decks and more as a flyer. In terms of a long-term play, I 100% agree. Like I feel like from a figure in this space, like he's not going anywhere, and he will put together awesome content at some point in the future. I think it's natural for people to have some time off and stuff. And so in terms of a buy, I 100% agree. I think that's a great time to look. But in terms of trust that this week he's going to perform, a little bit lower.
For sure, yeah, 100%. I think quickly I'll just touch on the 5 stars because it's pretty much stacked this week. Like I'm not. I think it's been a while. Like I've just seen so many options in the 5 star. I don't know what to do. So
Yep.
like I was looking at it and I thought first of all what popped out was Choose Rich, Nick,
Yes,
Rasma.
I'm
Those
huge
are the
on
ones that
Choose
stood
Rich
out.
this week.
Yeah,
Bandit's fallen off, man. Can we do an intervention for Bandit, please?
I think on the 7 day he's always looked okay, but maybe he is coming back. Like maybe that says something. But
I think he had his sisters and brother and sister were back for the holiday, I believe.
For
right,
Bandit,
okay.
in terms of him falling off a bit, do you think is that a matter of just like the algorithm is not like he's not
He got a
like
job.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if he was like posting as consistently and doing the same things, but wasn't hitting as much, or on that hand, probably sounds like what would have been the latter of just falling off a little bit.
Kind of like what Makesy said. And
yeah, about Vol.
yeah, like Vo, and then also ICO Beast, right? Beast, I love Beast. Still to this day has, like, in my opinion, done more for the space than anyone else. And he still posts a lot, but like there's only so much time in the day. And now that he works for Kalshi, like he does post a little more about Kalshi. What I do love about him too is he still does post whatever he wants, whenever he wants. But again, there's only so much time in the day. So as Makesy said, once you get a job, it's bearish for your fantasy top score or your content in general. So we got Bo, ICO Beast, Bandit now, right?
We need our
So,
unemployed stars. Is that it?
Yes.
Yeah, and I think the ones that stood out, like I said, with Rasma, Nick, obviously Bandit's on the he's on the down.
I like Waz as a 5 too.
I think Waz is one that I was going to mention because I think last week maybe was like I know even though he didn't have his best tournament, still 71st, right? Like it's still decent. I do think he has, the good thing about Waz is he has that potential to hit a very good a viral sort of pulse and go off. Like I said, other options you got Darius, Tread Guy, Rectober. I think one that I would mention is Kate because she's been a bit under the radar, but if you look at her chart, it's definitely been trending up now. Initially, I used to just farm. I've held her like 3 rares since the start when she first was minted, right? And I used to just use her in like elite, or now it's called diamond, right? Just to farm frags. But now I'm starting to think like as a 5-star this week, like I can probably start considering her for top decks, right? Alongside CBB as always.
Who is that?
Kate.
Oh yeah, Kate, absolutely. Kate is, I love Kate because she can go outside of Web 2 or Web 3, I mean, and hit Web 2.
Yeah,
which I really like about her.
And you can see with some of her posts that have hit 900. Go on, Crab.
She says,
Oh,
yep.
It was slightly different. Go on. I'll hit it after.
Yeah. I was just saying what on top of what Carp said there, like going outside Web 2. So some of our posts have gone and hit that 900 points range, and largely because of posts that are like maybe not crypto related, but just something that's goes viral, right? But yeah, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, just kind of touching on what you started saying in terms of 5 just having a ton of options this week, and I think this week, as I was going through the options, as I was kind of putting together one of the King of the Hills, I just noticed how compressed that middle range has gotten. And I think, as just kind of looking at it from a little bit more longer term view, I think it's finally like really starting to show the effects of like seasonally, like out with the old, in with the new, where it's becoming more challenging in an awesome way. I feel like there's so many more variables by having a ton of playable heroes from 3 to 5 or 6 now. And I think that's awesome for the game, and just way more challenging. But it just finally felt like today, like those effects are all coming around and just kind of snowballing a bit.
Yeah, it's just like the idea of like no one's a floor hero, given that they all can just pop off at any point. Like a lot of the time, let's be honest, like we all burn Versla Loon cards, right? Like I pretty much burn his card every time I pack it. But the fact that he's capable of just hitting that rank first every now and then is just pretty wild. And I think you have to kind of, I think we kind of have that range of heroes where some are consistent, and then every now and then you get enough of variability in the results that it's not that straightforward to like build a deck basically. And I think that's kind of shown in the last few weeks. But yeah, I think we should start getting into some deck building. And
yes, and that's why I'm glad about having Crab on the show again this week, because again, he was just on, he had some stuff came up last week, or else he would have been here last week as well. I like having all three of us on because we have like I mostly just concentrate on silver anymore these days. You're on pretty much across the board HK now, and what Crab brings that we've never had in the past year, right? Is the platinum, the gold, right? And really being that having more of those epics, and which is really cool. And now with you going into gold a little more, and I don't think you touched on the fact that you did hit what the top 10?
8th,
in gold?
I came 8th in gold. I think that's like my first time trying in gold in like more than a year, half a year, right? Like I've never really gone into gold saying I want to play a competitive deck. But last week, just before I entered my decks, I was like, oh, maybe Inten does post his year in review, right? Like he might do, and others might not play him. So I was like, it might just be the perfect time to play a gold deck. And luckily, Cozy outperformed Kalea and CS, so it worked out, right?
Oh, that's awesome. And so going, like, kind of looking back at that, is that going to be, are you going to keep trying in gold, or was that just like how the cards fell in terms of in star counts this week?
I'm going to keep trying. Short answer. But I think I've got a bit of ETH, so I'm shopping for epics. Like I said, I'm not just going to sweep the market right now. It's kind of like the prices are a bit all over the place still for epics, but so it takes time to accumulate good ones. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy a good epic of like a hero that's consistently in the 5 to 8 star range pretty much every week, and buy an epic, and then that should give me, I have enough rares every week to put a good gold deck in every week. So I think that my play would be own 2 good epics and play a solid gold deck. Now I won't have multiple gold decks, but at least I'll try playing one good one every week. But yeah, the thing I was going to touch upon is obviously now we have prediction markets, right? And Crab is listed as one of the potential winners for platinum every week.
Whoop, whoop.
So I was going to ask Crab, did you put a few frags on yourself every week to win platinum as well?
Yes, I do, and I think it's more of a just betting on myself, and I truly think that like I had a shot, and honestly I would have come away with platinum victory last week had I done Kaleo instead of CL.
I bet on you, bro. Come on.
I did too. I'm sorry for both of us. No, but it's one of those things where I've been competitive, but I think in the last month or two, like I think I've always been kind of in the second tier. Like I think, in terms of probably like 500 to 1,000 away every single week. But I still think that just given the outcomes, I definitely have the potential to win it. I'm going to keep betting on myself for sure. But I definitely think that I'm not the favorite. That's for sure.
No, and that's where you get
Yeah.
the good odds. Like we get some
I'm just
good
gonna see odds right now. What is it? 72x basically.
Oh, nice. I'm going to take that. I will say that I've had a little bit more. I played around a little bit earlier, and I've had a little bit more trouble putting together the perfect deck. I feel like I've been like 1 or 2 stars away. So, again, maybe you can help me work out some of the tougher
Yeah.
decision.
Let's go for it. I think if you share your screen and let's go through your potential
Oh, sure.
platinum
Yeah,
deck.
yeah.
I'm messing with some overlays. Do you want to bring him up, HK?
Yeah, I
think
got
you
to
need
share.
share and then I'll add.
And also, Crab, just real quick, the reason I haven't forgot about giving you co-host perms. I'm just in it's a weird position right now. I have 5, and I actually had to remove someone to bring HK back up because I originally had to remove HK to be able to have Clayton get up there, and then I had to remove someone else real quick to get HK back up there.
No
I'm
worries,
still
man.
getting used to shifting it around.
I wouldn't know the background yet so I think it might be a little bit premature to add me anyway. You have to give me a little primer.
There we go. Yeah, because it's been kind of hectic trying to get because we have 5 spots and I think we have 7 streamers now. And like the crazy thing, like on StreamYard, it was only like extra $10 to go from 4 spots to 5 spots, but now the next you can't get like 6 or 7. You have to go from 5 to 10, and the difference is literally like 5x price. It's like $250 to get the 10 spots. So I'm like, it's not worth it.
Sometimes programs like that will have like you can just like add a seat or something like that for a bonus. But yeah,
yep, they let us do it for 1 spot, and then after that they make you get the team, which is $250. I even reached out and DM'd them about it and been ghosted.
I did share, no rush or anything, but I'm ready whenever.
I can't see on my side.
Yeah, I can see on mine. So we'll hit remove. We'll hit add. There we go. Oh yeah, you got yours fitting right in there, about perfect.
All right, going for platinum. Yeah, I was starting to play around a little bit. I'll start from scratch here. So first and foremost, like looking at the legendaries I have available. So Pentoshi, I have 2 Pentoshis, and that's been hurting the last month or so when he's just been AFK. Like that's pretty much, that's been a little bit of a loss.
That's a tough one to, because obviously 2 is it's quite big, right? Just quickly, congrats on the Fapital, because I know you packed a legendary Fapital.
Bro, yes. What was that out of? Was that out of a Jade?
Rares. Sorry.
That was it.
Yeah. I did rare packs for, I think I had like 8 of them, and yeah, I had some decent ones across the board, but that was definitely different. But yeah, thank you.
And the good thing is, it looks like he's actually started to post again. So, good timing.
Yeah, because he was on private there for a little bit, wasn't he?
He was. Oh, go ahead, HK.
Yeah, he was posting from his alt account. So yeah, he's back to his main account now.
Because that was due to botting, correct?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Yeah, and we have a 4th co-host today.
Let's
go. And the best part is I don't have to add another overlay spot for this one. But yeah, dude, this deck is insane.
Well, so I guess the first question I have would be Fapital versus Simon.
Legendaries.
I feel like
Simon. I like Simon better.
Yeah, and I think he's the more reliable one. Like, I'll definitely try to put together competitive with Fapital. I don't know. Maybe it'll take
some good platinums you can make out of this. Like because it's one for. Because at first when I looked at this, I was like, "Whoa, dude, this is insane!" If you're putting this in Diamond, so like I was thinking, put way more platinum decks, good platinum decks in with those legendaries.
Yeah, and like bread normally I can count on as well, but I just feel like if I'm trying to put together my most competitive, not this week. Maybe in the new year.
Axon's shaking his head now.
Holiday season. What's that?
He was like, even little man was shaking his head. No, he's like,
he knows the alpha. Yeah.
Yeah.
let's see. I might zoom out just a little so we can get a few more of these in view.
There we go.
Yeah,
No,
and
Here, I'll fix this
Is
too.
Cochrane a must? Like at this point, like is he?
Oh
just a
yeah,
must every
absolutely.
week
You
for
have to put him in. I feel like.
I think I agree, and I feel like the other if I was looking at this myself, I almost feel like I'd go for the rare next, because who I can put together with a competitive rare, like I think I have a bunch of either 5, 6 stars that all can be relatively competitive in this deck, but the difference maker is what low star or even mid star can you put together. Let's see.
Let's go to rares here. Do you have Taiki?
I do, yes.
Interesting.
I had a bid out for forever, and it wasn't getting hit, so I finally just paid before.
Yeah,
the
what
show.
do you guys think about Taiki? Did you buy him this week as a 1-star? So did you pay the premium?
This week I did. Yeah.
I sold so many of him over the last few weeks like a dummy for frags. So burnt him basically.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know if you were listening to last week's episode, but so literally the first week 1 of prediction markets is the week prior to that going live. The kids were all sick and had some IRL stuff going on, so I only got 3 of my decks in, and so I got like 100 frags compared to my normal like 2K frags, so I ended up buying frags last week.
That's brutal. I've had some close calls, or one close call, and that was enough for me to like set my alarms.
Yep. Well, I'm used to the show, right? The show's what gets me to remember to put them on. And when we didn't have the show, it messed me up. So I'm like, nope, no more. We got to make sure that the show goes on every week, regardless, even if I'm in a hospital bed.
Oh, got a lot of options now.
Yeah, it's tougher this week, and like CBB is someone who I was continuing to go back to, just because at 5 stars with the potential of basically putting like a 7-star, 8-star output, especially because this week for me every single star counts, and he's actually been relatively active. Like sure, maybe it's like every other day, but even so, like those 1 or 2 posts will end up being in the 900 point range on the 24-hour chart. So I was leaning towards CBB, but also like Clemente, Min's been super active and at 6 relative to the usual 7 stars.
Min, I think I like Min a lot. What do you guys think of Clem? Actually, I think you brought up Clem, didn't you?
Yeah, I always huge potential. I absolutely love him as a creator, and especially, I think
low star
sometimes at Tangent.
Oh, he's a 6 this week.
Yeah, and even I think what was it last week? He was even at 4 stars too, which I know he's been a little bit more.
I thought he was gonna still be at a 4 because he didn't do that well during the tournament, did he last week?
I think he started to come back, but he wasn't. He wasn't his normal like high potential self, but I think better than previous weeks.
Yeah, it's Clem. Clem. No, he was solid. Like I said, when you take a time off, the engagement doesn't come back straight away. So I wasn't expecting him to have like like a top 10 performance or anything, but he
I put him in my best deck.
No, but he was a 4-star. So as a 4-star, he did pretty well, to be honest. As a 4-star, like if he's scoring 700 plus.
Well, I did place top 100 with him, so yeah. You know what? Another thing is so we were talking about the like having a job's bearish. Girlfriends are bearish. He's got a girlfriend.
What about a wife? Because
well, that's bullish. That's bullish because then like a wife, you get all the pros without the cons of a girlfriend. Because like cons of a girlfriend, generally like you're having to go above and beyond and like do a bunch of million bajillion dates. With a wife, like we have date days, like once a week we go on a date, and then but like we live together, so I don't have to like go from her house to my place. So there's all the pros and none of the cons. But that's because my wife's in the other room. She can hear me. I'll tell the truth here in a little bit. No, I'm just kidding.
You'll get that knock on the roof or on the ceiling underneath.
Yep. Don't. Oh, okay. Yep. Oh yeah, and crap. Just so you know, we do have to hard stop at 55 today.
Okay. I'll hurry up.
Because we have gymnastics. Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. I just wanted to. I forgot. You weren't in the green room, which was my fault. But yeah.
Tweaks to this. What? So, I've been leaning towards CBB. Clem keeps coming up for me. Min as well.
Tough one. Min, Axe, Unipix.
I like CBB, to be honest.
I think the issue is you don't want to leave a star on the table. So if you go with a
True.
5-star, then you have to. I'd be leaning towards putting someone like you have Mert. No, he's not 7.
Unfortunately, yeah,
Ooh.
Mert's 8.
I would like ICO Beast, so I would go ICO Beast. If you had a 7. Oh, 7. I was hearing 7-star. Yeah.
And so there's that, or I could look at 2-star options, which aren't super. I wouldn't say like. I mean, I think Garga he could be an okay option, but that's not like a standout.
Who is
option.
Garga?
Garga,
Who'd they used to be?
Yuga, the Yuga Labs.
Of 8.
Wait, when did he get voted in?
This past cohort, or was it the one before? Yeah.
I
So
forgot.
actually, no, it was this cohort because I would absolutely love to get him on the show. Being a long
Make that
time
happen.
from
Crowd.
early days. I would absolutely. And anyway, news this week was they bought out the tech side of what was it, ODK, like who basically the back end of other side. And so they're going to be moving more quickly. So I could definitely expect to see more news and kind of some follow-up comments and content on what that could look like for them moving forward. But anyway, it's still at the same time though, Taiki could have just the same upside. So I don't know that there's like a major standout in any of these 1 versus 2 stars or anything like that.
Well, I'm glad because Zarga is his name, right? I didn't realize. I kept seeing him and I was like, maybe it's someone who changed their name, and I forgot we had the voting because Luke Cannon was the only one that I've really been targeting from the new cohort. And I forgot there was other ones that were added as well.
Yeah, we've had some good additions lately for sure.
Yeah, I like the new heroes.
Now, because of time, I'll probably just try to do this one real quick. I think.
Well, I just realized also we can actually go a little longer because I forgot StreamYards has a way of going mobile, so I'll just be able to go mobile. I just won't be able to share my screen, so we can go longer if we need to.
Okay. I'd definitely put Clem in this if I wasn't able to. I'm gonna try Mary. See if I can sneak Mary into this.
I like Mary as well.
It's a 3-star.
Wait, Mary's a 3?
Yep, 3-star.
I like that even better. I like her as a 5-star, let alone a 3.
And consistent. So like I almost, unless there's news that I missed or something that she's going to be AFK, like that to me is a good rare pick. And
I feel like you need to. Min is definitely like he. I think what the algo does nowadays is if you post a lot, there's a good chance one will just take off. And I think what Min does is he posts a lot. He has a lot of posts, and like every now and then, one of them just hits and takes off, right? Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh nowadays, right? He's posting about. So I think Min's definitely one that's I like that. And then obviously Axe. I don't know if you saw Axe on the TL, but
yeah. I did.
He said a few bad words to some of the Fantadios, like telling him to post.
It wasn't it Wales that like messaged him or something?
Yeah. No, Wales said like post because of my, I want my deck to score, something like that, right? And then he was like,
I'm just glad Wales was messaging about fantasy again. So
I think Unipix is the safer option because I think one thing with Unipix is, granted, he's always bullish, but sometimes that can trigger people, right? And I feel like some of his posts just come off as being like triggering others, like.
Well, that's good though. That means good engagement.
Exactly, like him saying, the meme coin season is gonna still come. Like that kind of seems a bit, like Murad type of level.
And also, one thing to think about for actually, I think he'll be an awesome pick this year because he does a great job at putting together well thought out theses or support. It's not random, and he is consistent, but going into the new year, like this season will come on January 1st. Like we'll be a part of this week's tournament. And so I would almost expect to see a New Year's, what he looks to see in 2026. And I think that could be a pretty big one in terms of views. So I might even try to find a way to sneak him in that front deck, but good call. I think the second deck is a little bit more of a flyer, but who knows if Fapital comes through?
The Fapital pick's interesting because I can't remember how he used to. Like, I think since joining as a hero, we've not seen him out as in like his full potential, right? Because he kind of hit a 1 or 2 good tournaments at the start. If you go all-time tournaments, like can you see like we still don't know, like we haven't seen like a consistent output from him right now. I do think there's a world where he's a lot more consistent, like Dip Wheeler level of consistency. And who knows, like that legendary might just become like an insane
And as a
option.
comparison, like something like that chart could look like something like Kate's long term, right? Like once
Yeah.
you find that consistency or something,
Absolutely.
who knows?
For sure. And
But-
one thing I always watch out for is Fapital has probably one of the best like mutuals in terms of big accounts following him.
Yes.
So
Oh, really?
there's a good chance that if he hits a good post, there's always like a Kobe or someone like that replies, right? And that usually would send this tweet. So yeah, no, I like the 2 decks. Like I said, it gives me more of a reason to maybe look into the prediction markets and see what your odds are every week. But yeah, no, nice.
I'm putting one in on you. I'm gonna go in on you after seeing these decks. One thing that Pavel said about kind of going on the prediction market side was he likes to go. What he would do, he would go to the person's inventory and kind of look. Okay, this is what would I put in. What decks would I build if I was in their shoes, right? And bet based on that. Here we actually get to see what you're putting in.
Okay. Yeah, I might tinker, but I like the general direction. And actually on that, because I haven't been on the show in the last week or missing last week, so I think and you've been doing a lot of the dailies with the prediction markets. And
Yes.
for somebody just starting to approach, and I know you've had a lot of people on, are there some general strategies you've found that have worked for people or that have worked for you?
The not going to resolution. You can find it can be a hit, it can be good or bad, right? So one thing, the consensus I found through everyone except for HK, but I believe HK's will happen this week. Because HK is more of a strategy of 2 resolution. And then but everyone else's was really to get in without trying to let it go to resolution and just trade the volume or trade the swings, right? But it bites people too, because if your trade ends up going to resolution, you're leaving a lot on the table, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's kind of what I've seen. And getting in early, people think it's super great. It is good in some senses, but I've been able to find some better odds or better multiples getting in a little later when there's more liquidity on certain trades. But definitely being able to find like a Greg at a 10x, will he finish top 5, is definitely more likely to be early. Granted, you're not able to get as much. You can't make as big a bet, right? Because you'll swing liquidity too much and that multiple will go lower. So, but yeah, we definitely need to get you on. Maybe this week we'll have you on and we'll get Pavel on again. I would like to do a panel style, like an hour. Instead, usually I like to keep those like 20 minutes to 30 minutes, which not a single one's been that short yet. We always end up, as everyone knows, I like to talk. So, but I would like to have a panel style like HK, yourself, Pavel, like just get a bunch of us, Clay, like get like 6 of us on there, and just not even, there won't be room to share screen, right? But just talk prediction market on fantasy.
Yeah, I would love to definitely do that sometime. I would say I'm still in the experimenting side. I don't have a cohesive strategy that I've found and just kind of trying to tinker, but I would love
perfect to get you on. Yeah, I want to, you're definitely top of the list of guests to get on. And again, this week with the holidays, it was kind of a little crazy. Next week it will be, I did 3 episodes this week. Next week I will be doing 5 episodes. So 6 total episodes with the Saturday deck building series.
And you guys even went on Christmas Day, didn't you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I didn't do Christmas Eve, but I went Christmas Day. Yes. I had a gap in time where between our Christmas ended, I had the kids' toys put together, and then my wife's like, "Hey, if you want to do a stream, you can go ahead and do it real quick." I was like, "What? Wait, really?" And she's like, "Yeah, go knock it out." I was like, "Okay, sweet, I'll go." But she's having fun with the prediction markets as well too. So,
oh, nice.
Cool. And she's super supportive on the streams and stuff. So, shout out to my wife. Yeah,
we definitely need there to be a prediction market about Will Karp mention wife on show. That definitely needs that.
Oh yeah. Heck yeah.
HK, do you want to give a shot? I would love to see what you're looking at for gold this week.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. I still need to buy an epic, but like I said, if I can't get one by the end of this week, I do have like a idea of what I'm gonna do. So if am I still sharing my screen? I can't tell. If I am.
Let me get there. Let me look. I'm still messing with overlays. I'm trying to mess with a fun one.
I think I can add myself 1 second. There we go. Actually, can
did
I?
it work?
I don't know. Yeah, I can't add myself.
Here, what? You have admin roles. I gave them back to you. Because I just had to. That's weird.
Yeah.
Did you accepted them, right? Because I had to remove someone from the list this morning to add you back on.
Okay. I was so in a rush to like join the stream that I forgot to
You forgot to accept?
oh yeah. I think that's
boy.
why I'm still thinking like, why is it not? But anyways, I'm on the screen now. Okay, gold. So yeah, what I did is I did pick up a Root to Fire epic only because I'm seeing a bit of a. I like the trend.
I'm gonna take the stream. I'm gonna take the 10-second delay to grab one of him before I get Ferran.
But yeah, I added a Root to Fire. I think I'm gonna play. If I don't get another epic, I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna go Root to Fire and Cold Blooded Shiller, just because I know those are two epics I can rely on in the current market. I'm not gonna play a 1 or 2 star, as I think many others might go down that route and play. And I'm hoping they don't post, because that's the only way I'll have a chance in gold, right? So I've got 13 stars to play with. So just to be a bit quick with it, I haven't upgraded my Mary, which I was gonna do. But anyways, where is? What am I thinking now? I think I would be tempted with Garga only because I feel like if I don't play Garga in silver, right, there's at least a deck that I can benefit from, right? Because I don't think I have a feeling Garga won't post, right? But I don't think.
You think he won't post?
Yeah, because his posting is very infrequent, and there has to be like a follow-up announcement to get him to post, right? Like if you look at his 24-hour chart, it's not. It just shows that he doesn't post as often. But it's New Year's. Maybe there's something like New Year's to the Yuga family, right? I can see something like that happen, right? And with a lot of the project founders, like even Luke and Nets, whenever there's a new year or something big, right? I'm pretty sure they always do like one post. So I do think there's a small chance that Garga posts, right? So if I put Garga at 2, because I think I'm most likely putting my rare Taikis in a silver deck. So I think Garga as a 2, and then I have a few options here because some of the 8-star that I can't necessarily fit into silver just because I don't have that many options to play with. But I've got 11 stars left. I think I'm gonna go Jez.
Yes.
Just as a
Jez Maxi baby.
And then 4-star. Actually, I might have to change that. I'm not. I think the upside is 6-5 here because, like you said I like what you said about Unipix, Crab. And then as a 5-star, I've got a few options here. I think what I'm gonna do is go with Kate. Yeah, I think I like this just because it's a safe deck, and if Taiki doesn't post or even any of those 1-stars doesn't really take off, and Garga does, then I think it's a decent deck. And I think that the shortcomings are mainly the fact that Root to Fire and Cold Blooded Shiller don't really have the highest ceiling, but I do think both of them can come top 40 at least, right? Which is like about 650 to 750 points. And if those rares do take off, then there's a good chance that I can get top 30. Now, I think ultimately I've noticed in gold is one of your epics have to be top 10 for you to have a shot at winning, right? Most of the time. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Like I said, it won't be as straightforward. But yeah, I'll probably go with this deck and let's see. But like I said, I'm still bidding on epics. It's harder to get them on a Saturday and Sunday because no one's really online to accept bids. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Obviously, I'm playing silver, but obviously with I know we haven't got time on our hands, but yeah, I quickly went through that just so that it'd be interesting to look back at it next week and see how I've done.
Yeah, no, I like that general direction as well, and I think a few that I saw that I would be tempted to pick, whether maybe in a different deck, but like the rare picks, the rare CBB, and what else did you have? You had one other that caught my attention, but you had a few of those mid stars. Oh, and Andy at 4 stars in there too. All could be good tools for next week.
Right, okay. Did I have a CBB? Oh yeah, I did. Sorry. Yeah, I just
Are you
changed.
still sharing your screen?
Yeah, I've just changed it back to CBB. But anyways, yeah, that was the last thing.
Are you still sharing your screen? Because we can go longer if you need to. I just switched to my phone, so we can keep going if you guys want to.
Yeah. Or you could do
We can run it as long as you want now. It's just like I'll be jumping on and off with my camera because like it's like like this. And yeah, so I'll be able to just let me know when you want me to switch because
yeah,
with your stuff. But yeah.
Could you just add me on quickly again? Just quickly.
Yep, let me see how to do that with this. Oh, it's like this. Like this. Nope. Like this. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out how to do it with oh there it is. Like this. HK. Add to stage. Bingo. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do it with my on my phone.
Yeah, one second. I'm just gonna have to refresh my screen as well because it's stalled a bit on me.
Perfect.
But yeah, I think what we'll do quickly is go through a bit of King of the Hill.
Yes, please. I like it.
Yeah. I think it's worth mentioning Eel won 32,000 frags last
week. Shout out to our boy.
That was
and so
huge.
He won last week with 4 out of 8. Is that right?
I think he only and he only put 2 entries in. Like that was insane. Like the return on that is just crazy, right? Like 2 entries.
Nuts. And sole winner.
Wait, he only had 2 entries?
Yeah, so like 100 frags to 32,000 is just like on another level. That's just like, hitting the Christmas jackpot or something. But yeah, I was going through it this week, and like I said, I put Fejao in, but before he said that he was going on season skiing or something, a skiing trip. So I think there's a good chance Fejao might not do well this week, but I'm holding his card for maybe potentially the week after. So that's one thing to note there.
Good shout out.
But obviously, Min, Clem come to mind as 6-star. I like what you said about Unipix. So I do think it's going to be between those 3 that I'm going to go with in 6 stars. And then, honestly, I think if I try every 5-star, it's just pointless. So what I'm going to do is pick 2 of them. So if I look here, I do think I picked Razma only because I saw a few of his posts and just kind of felt, okay, maybe Razma does well. But now I think about it, like... There's just so many that you can pick any, and you might just have to accept that there's gonna be someone else that just outperforms, right? So I think Nick's kind of like dropped off a bit. Maybe he takes a few weeks to recharge again. So I think maybe I go with CBB and Kate in that sense.
To that point, the way that I think of that 5 is a lot of those can do well, but if they post like a CBB or Nick will win if they put good content together, where I think a lot of those can put good content together and have to really fight to be in the top 5.
Definitely. I think I'll probably end up going for CBB just with this one for now. 4-star, like I said, I went with Selkis at the time just because politics and stuff like that he continues to post, right? But I mean, it's the new year. I feel like someone, but like I said, when it's new year, there's always a certain posts that pop off, right? And yeah, I think this is where I'll probably lose out in the King of the Hill. It's just because there's so much randomness sometimes with some of these tournaments that you just end up hitting the wrong one. So what I'm gonna do is I might change this, but I might go Dune just for recency bias, and then for me in 3 stars between Dudas and Mary. I'll stick with Dudas in this one. 2-star Ultras decent. Yeah, I actually don't know which one to go for. Like at this point, it's just a guess for me. So yeah, I'll continue with Tengyang, and then I think all my 1-stars are just going to be Taiki, because I mean we might get a surprise from like our other 1-star, but I just accept that as a defeat more than anything.
Yeah.
But I prefer, I think what I prefer doing is doing 10 every week, but keeping it consistent along the board. Like as you can see, CRG and Cochrane are my 1-2 punches, right, for 7 and 8. And outside of those, I've obviously kind of changed it around. But I think what I tend to do is keep at least 6 out of the 9 stars picks the same, and then the rest kind of just change between the 10 and hope that I hit, basically.
Yeah, I generally like that as well. I don't think I have done as many entries as you in the past. I think for me, I haven't done. I know some people have done really well where they do 40 to 50 and they just try to put together every possible combination. For me, I kind of look at it as just like good fun. Like, can I predict the outcome with just 1 or 2 entries? But obviously, that's not like the strategic way to win. But it's more of just kind of like a fun. How accurate can I be? Kind of thing.
Yeah, and like I said, there's no like set way to do this. Like I know you can try like building a strategy around it, but ultimately, as you saw last week, EL just did 2 entries and won, right? Like it's that type of. I think it's becoming harder to predict, especially given some heroes have just dropped off, right? We always get like a 2 to 4-star range where we just don't know who's going to be the best, right? Like it's not as clear as some of the other, as Cochrane coming first as 8-star, right? So like I said, it's always interesting, and yeah, I always do a few entries, just
I think we're still.
Go on.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think we still are in that process of figuring out how many stars is it going to take to win, and obviously it'll vary week to week. But early on, I feel like the first couple games were between 4 or 5. Even was it last week that I feel like it was the highest number of selections
6,
to win, which was 6, which does feel really high, and then back to 4 last week. And so we're kind of trying to find that middle ground of what we generally expect for it to take.
Yeah, definitely. And I do think next week with sort of that middle pack, I think it's definitely just going to be like a lot of surprises again. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it goes. But yeah, anything else you guys want to touch on before we wrap it up today?
Yeah. No other
major or go ahead.
No, go for it, Carp.
Oh, I was just gonna say, one, can you guys hear me okay? Because it's through my Meta glasses. I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Yeah.
All right or not.
Perfect.
Oh, sweet. So these things are better than my earbuds. But so what I was gonna say is, and I didn't say it while you guys were talking about it because my kids were all yelling. I didn't think the stream wanted to hear that. But so with what I like is, like, you were talking about how many stars it takes to win King of the Hill. But when someone does hit the 8 out of 8, guessing them right, there is that 30K prize as well. That is nuts.
Yeah. It's wild that if you can get the 8 right, which is why I feel like
that's a feat.
Yeah, exactly, right. Like I feel at some point someone's gonna hit like 6 and 7, and
their hearts are gonna break. Well, the thing is, when someone does, like, I don't think it's like I feel like as the content lead and stuff, I feel like I'm fumbling now that I think about it. I'm fumbling the fact of getting that out of there. And even my youngest just yelled and said, "Yeah, you are." But they getting that out there and saying, "Hey, you know what? You don't have to have any cards. You just need 50 frags. And if you get 8 out of 8, you win 30K." So like getting that out there is even better,
Yeah. And actually what I really like about that King of the Hill aspect is, like, you can have a huge prize even in frags, even with 4 or 6 out of 8. Like, I feel like that's a really good balance. And then that essentially that jackpot or that cash payout is like if you get all 8 out of 8, and there's the scaling. Where in comparison, if we're looking at the jackpot, like in terms of the decks that we enter mostly which being like the common decks. I remember a couple weeks ago, I won bronze, and I won it with what had been my best total of bronze ever. It was like over 4,000. And even in that situation, I think I only had 2 out of the 5, which to me highlighted like, wow, this is like obviously incredibly difficult to win. And the payout's a little bit bigger. It's actually $65,000, which is huge. But I was wondering, and I was going to pose it that, you know, if you play Powerball or something of the equivalent in gambling and you get 3 or maybe 4 out of 5, there are other prizes that are significantly lower, but you can hit those. And I was thinking that, you know, I think that would be a good thing to still have, because I think it would actually encourage more entries as well. But even if it were just like 1,000 or something like that, but I don't know, just throwing it out there. But that one seems a lot more difficult without kind of that lower tier victory.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I agree with you there. I do think the actual jackpot is something that kind of goes a bit like, is a bit of an oversight sometimes for me as well, just because
me as well.
I always think it's so impossible that I forget about it. So what happened to me was
improbable, not impossible.
2 minutes before the tournament started, I remembered to actually enter something, and I rushed. So it's like, I feel like it feels so impossible that I kind of ignore it at the moment. But
improbable.
You're right. Like if it's 3 out of 5 or maybe 4 out of 5, maybe there should be like a, you know, $500 or, you know.
And that would
like
encourage entries and more frag burn in the process. So just throwing it out there to the team.
If you crab, if you clip it all, you should clip that bit, and then I'll get it sent to the team. And the reason that I say that is because I've got I got a big list of, I'll put it on my list to clip too. I'm like literally taught my 11-year-old this week how to clip, so she can help me start clipping, because I've got so much stuff to clip. But yeah, I think that is a good idea, you know, to get kind of more people in and going. But that was a good take.
All right, I will try. I haven't clipped before. I'm sure I could figure it out if I can find the time.
Heck yeah. Yeah, and I need to get a video out there. I'm Mr. Valen, baby. I need to get a video out there of make a short, which I'm gonna put that on my whiteboard when I get home. Is I need to make a clip of, or just like a video, and post it in the Discord in the content channel of like how to clip, and like the fastest way to clip, and
that's awesome idea. And even like a tool or something like that. If you if there's a recommended app to use to make it just super simple and quick, because I would, if I had the tools and I had something like that, I probably would put a couple together.
Heck yeah. I'll definitely get that out there, because I know I've been wanting to. I had talked to 710 in the past about doing one, and then again I go squirrel with everything, and then like my content list, I need to make sure to like tier list my to-do list, right? Of this is more important than this, because when it comes to my content, I go very squirrel.
Well, the list always grows too, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely, man. Do you put any silver decks in?
Do I? Absolutely. I put quite a few silver decks, and I've won once or twice as well, but I've just found it more challenging. I feel like I have a little bit more edge in the higher tiers, so I think I generally put my most competitive decks in either platinum or gold, but I absolutely do play and try to be competitive as well.
Oh, heck yeah. Because I was going to say, if, again, I'm not able to share my screen since I'm mobile now, but would one of you guys want to go over some silver decks for some of our guys who play silver, might not play gold and platinum, you know, real quick before?
Yeah, I'll go through mine. Like I said, I've built a few, which I'll probably change because I know Fejal might not be active.
Wait, really? Dang it! I pulled one of him in the shiny pack I opened this week. I opened a couple shiny packs.
That's awesome, though. That's one you can use for.
Definitely, yeah. He's a good hero.
So don't burn him. I wouldn't have, but yeah. So don't burn him for frags, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's a card you sell. I think he's always had a use case ever since he became a hero. So I think
I like his content too.
Yeah, he's a solid hero. Like I said, I built a few decks with predominantly with Taiki in all of those, right? But I do.
Did you go Taiki over Makesy on all of them, or some of them did you go Makesy over Taiki still?
I went one with Makesy Taiki, right?
Together in bronze, I bet, right?
No, in the silver.
Oh, nice.
Because with Lucas and Adam Cochran and Waz was a 5-star. I think the issue I found was a lot of the I have a lot of 5s and 6s, which I feel like I don't need 2 1-stars in silver, right? If you play 2 6s, 2 5s, and a 1-star, then that makes up your 23 stars, right? So, like something like this, I think might be a good deck to have. Clem, Nick, Rasma, Taiki, and then maybe I change that to Min because I did buy a Min rare yesterday, right? But like I said, I think I'm going to change a few of these decks in the next. I redo my decks on Mondays, anyways. But just to get a feel of
so do I.
what options I have. But I do think like let's say I start one with Jez, Min, and I want another 5-star somewhere. Kate. Let's say I go with Kate. So that's a 765. And then I have 5 stars left. So maybe I do go Makesy in this one and go with 4. Actually, let me think. So if I go Makesy, I want a good 4, possibly. Andy's a good one, just because I know he can score well. But obviously, last 2 tournaments haven't been the best.
If I'm looking at those side by side, like I almost think Dudas has just as much upside as Andy, though, and then you can actually apply an extra star elsewhere too.
Yeah. So what I might actually do here is if I take Jez out, what other 6s do I have? Capital's an option. Obviously, Cook's an option, but I don't think he's as consistent lately. Because what I was thinking of doing is maybe get Mary and Dudas in. So avoid 1-2 completely.
Yep.
Got Mary. Let's do this.
Do you do that a lot? Do you leave the 1s and 2s off a lot in silver, or do you still I always try to have the 1 and 2s because I feel like those are the game breakers.
Yeah, I do think you need them to ultimately have that higher seeding for your deck because if a 1-star pops off, then you potentially have room for an 8 and 7-star. But for this, I think every week you kind of have to put one of these decks in as well, just for that the scenario of the 1 and 2's not hitting as you thought they would, right? So then it is me with a 6-star now. I think for now I'll just put Fapitil in, but I think something like this I definitely will play a 6-5-6-3-3, just because I know there's a chance that Taiki and it makes his lower ceiling lately. I think I kind of have forced to be put in place in such a deck, but yeah, that's mainly my thoughts for silver. Like I said, potentially just a 1-star for the week and for the deck, and maybe mixing it up where I just play the 3 stars and no 2 stars or 1 stars. But I do think there's a world where I play Gaga in one deck, Shalom's or Lil Moon Lambo, heroes like that, just in case they pop off, right? But yeah, that's my main thoughts for silver next week.
Heck yes, that's awesome. I try and go I've noticed. Do you try and do so? Talking to Clayton the other day. Sorry, I switched questions midway. I went squirrel. But talking to Clayton the other day, he still uses his variants where he does a lot of the same decks, clone decks, his clone armies, and then maybe one mix. So with me, I try to have as much variance as possible. Do you do the same thing, or do you try and just keep similar heroes? And this goes for both of you, regardless of the league, right? Maybe just specify which league when you're answering. Try and keep, is it variants, or do you try and keep the same players for the most part, and maybe with minor variants?
I'd go variants. No, the reason because is, like I said, I prefer earning, covering as much of the possibilities as I can, right? If I have if I can cover at least 60% of the possible combinations, I probably would. The reason why I don't go with the clones is as much as it's nice to see, you know, it work, there's a good chance that, you know, if the heroes don't come through, you end up with 0 rewards. And I think my aim is always to get something every week. Right now, I don't have to have the best tournament, but if I don't get the perfect deck, at least I should be getting like a few in the top 100 in silver. I think with clones is, you know, if you have the right combination, you can literally get multiple top 10s if it's executed right. However, if it goes wrong, then be ready to accept a few less ETH and a few less frags for the week.
Yeah, I definitely think that's true. And I also have a high variance in terms of decks, but for, I think, a couple different reasons. One is I think that, first of all, I feel like clones can work in bronze, but maybe only in bronze unless you have a massive stack and you truly just have like a ton of rares. So I think to really have clones is really only possible at scale in bronze for the most part, or for the vast majority of people at least. You know, especially outside of that, it just, yeah, most people's budgets and deck sizes, but or port sizes. But the other thing is, I also think that even a couple months ago, I think it was a little bit easier to, you know, maybe every 2 weeks or something, I felt like there was almost a sure winner, or at least in my head, I felt like I could identify who I thought was going to most definitely win and then go really hard on those. I think now, as that compression we were talking about happening in those mid stars, and the variance in terms of possible winners just is completely different now that the original cohort, like so many of those underperforming heroes, have been voted out, and new heroes that can do something in. I think it's a little bit different game than it was even a few months ago. So I'm definitely in terms of high variance, but also in part because I compete a lot in gold and platinum, which becomes impossible.
And also, Crab, I brought your screen up too. I keep forgetting that HK does not have. He has admin roles. He hasn't accepted it yet. So I brought up. HK, make sure to accept that after this. But because I'm gonna try and get both of you on this week's stream. But actually, so I'll have to do one super early in the morning probably, because generally I'm gonna try and do it during the week. Well, actually, we have New Year's next week, so I will be able to do it again, maybe a few early for Dick Daily. But I'm going to try and nail in at least 3 of the days of the week. It'll be kind of more prime time style, to kind of get a different user base to view in, instead of hitting them, around the same time frame in the morning. But yeah, so definitely want to get both you guys in. And I want to just put your screen back up, Crab, too, in case there's anything you want to share, if you want to go over arena decks or anything like that.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, why don't I can put together a silver real quick. This is what I was looking at kind of in my own, with my own port as HK was going through. I would go with unit pieces and CVB definitely being kind of the foothold of my silver here. I think I wasn't 100% sold on Clem. I think great option, but I guess a little less certain. Nyrolf is also a good option here. I do like, in the end, the direction that HK went with the 3-3 with Maria and Dudas for the commons. So I definitely like that approach, and I feel like there's a little more certainty than that, than hoping Taiki posts. So, but yeah, would you guys make any changes if I was putting together my my top deck here? Anybody else instead of Clem?
See, I'm jealous because you have Taiki. I don't have any Taikis. So I have a Wish, or not WhatsApp, Wish, or whatever it's called, a Temu version of Taiki, which is Makesy this week. Sorry to Makesy, I love you, but Taiki's the go-to 1-star this week.
He's approachable as a common. There's no, you could still grab him if you feel like.
What is his price at common currently?
I think it was like 0.007, at least last time here. Why don't I just
go to common
instead of guessing?
Jeez, for a common, that's like 7x the floor price.
Yeah, well, but see, the difference is, like, if you already have a deck that you feel like is crazy
Yeah.
competitive, and he's the missing piece to
It's
be
worth
like
it.
a top 10. Again, that means you have to have a pretty high confidence that he's going to come through for you, for that not to be wasted capital. But
Absolutely. And real quick, thank you, Fantasy Huds, for the retweet. Reminds me I've not done a call to action this whole time. If you're watching on X, please make sure to follow the homepage or the Fantasy Top page. Follow at OXCrab, at Khalid 4397, at The Carpenter. Comment, retweet, like. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, like, share. If you're watching on Twitch, I don't even know what to do on Twitch. Just comment or something. And back to you, Crab. Sorry, I just need to get that out quick. I've not done a call to action.
yeah, all good. I was thinking before we wrap up, maybe I'll put together one bronze and see what I can come. I haven't done one yet. This is going to be my first attempt here. Let's see. I'll probably be starting. I think with this, I mostly would be ignoring 7 and 8, just because I feel like there's so many competitive in 5 and 6, especially with the cap of 19 stars. I do keep finding myself going back to CBB. I think Mary is going to be
CBB at 5. Man, is he at 6 or 5? Either one. It's
5.
huge.
And I think in part too, just he's been relatively active, and I just have maybe it's just this feeling he's gonna keep going. I feel.
Well, in the new year, man, I feel like there's like what I've been looking at is there are a lot of people, the best words, that are going to be posting like recaps of their year, right? And CBB is one that he's like the storytelling, like Maxi, right? Like me and my brother did this and this and this. I can see me and my brother in 2025 made this many millions of dollars, right?
100%.
That could really take off.
Definitely a possibility. Let's see. Is there anybody else that you guys feel is like a shoe-in this week, like a must play in bronze?
In bronze, I've been going with it might not be a shoe-in, but it's more of a flyer, is Luka. Because I feel like the same thing I said about CBB. I think Luka's gonna say either this is what we did, like what we all did with Pudgies. You know, they had Pudgy Party. They had I can't remember the playing card game, which is bad because I'm a TCG player. I can't remember it. But anyways, the trading card game that they released, and everything that happened. And then also this is what's coming in 2026, right? So the founders, I feel like, are a good play. This, especially Luka, and maybe even Smokey Berra, since it's bronze, kind of as those flyers.
All right, yeah, I can see that happening. I threw Luka in here as well. I'm gonna go Taiki with. I feel like I do need a 1-star, and so I guess let's see. I have an extra star here which I can boost up from either Nick or Luka. Axe, I would definitely be putting some flyers with him at a 6-star.
Axe is a 6, yeah. And again, people are some people I know are fading him because they're like, oh, he said that stuff about Fantasy Top, but like he's always kind of LARPed as someone like that, right? It's never affected him. He always kind of does that, and someone said it, like he's always LARPing as anti-fantasy, but I feel like he's still pretty bullish on fantasy, or at least like he doesn't let it affect his posting. And at the end of the day, a lot of these people, they make good money posting. So even if they do say something about fantasy, they're not gonna stop posting, right?
That's exactly what I was going to say too. At some point, being bullish on fantasy can mean they play into the content and time it according to the just the weekly game. But to not post because you're bearish on fantasy or something just means you're going to kill your account. So I feel like there's more upside
exactly
fantasy.
I'm gonna take money out of my account screw myself over on an extra $1,500 every 2 weeks, or some of them are making 5, 6, or not 6 figures, but 5 figures just posting, right? Like Whale Mocha, I seen him make some of his screenshots. Oh my gosh, it makes my $400 or whatever look tiny. So it's crazy.
Yeah, to be honest, I feel like there's going to be so many options. I'm going to play around with bronze a lot and come up with some good combos, I think. But again, none that I feel like is a clear winning combo. It's gonna, yeah.
And that's one thing. Like I just realized it for myself. Just real quick, and then I'll pass it to HK. And I just realized that as I was saying it about like Luca and CBB is one thing I didn't think about a lot. And so as soon as we're off of this, and I'm going to be going back over my decks, and especially my King of the Hill, and do some prediction market rebets, is because it is the end of the year, right? Just like people were that bet on the intern doing his end of the year post. I feel like a lot of people are going to be doing their end of the year posts now, right? Because it's New Year's during this next tournament. So I feel like we have some people that might not bang as much that has a higher chance for bangers. Kate is one of those. I feel like she could throw out a huge banger, during New Year's.
Definitely. And I think I have a couple of her rares too. And I think when I was going through my silver deck, I don't think I gave her enough credit, and we'll definitely try to sneak her into a couple top decks that or use her as a rare in my gold decks.
Yeah, likewise.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, HK? Before I know we were kind of talking at the same time there.
I was just gonna say, like, I'm gonna have to jump off now, just because I've got
See, that works out good because we're getting ready to go into a bad area where my wife warned me. She's like, "Hey, we're in a bad service area here."
But yeah, it's been a good show. Good to have Crab on again this week, and
Absolutely.
yeah, no, I'm expecting another crazy tournament and hopefully another good one.
Yeah. Good luck this week with the decks, guys, and give me a heads up on some prediction market shows.
Yes, sir, brother. All right, I will DM both of you guys. Thank you guys so much. And make sure if you're watching this after this, still retweet it, all that fun stuff. And we'll see you too. Thank you for my co-hosts. And tomorrow, Clay will be on the main page doing another prediction market thing tomorrow evening, Central Standard Time. And then 5 episodes of Predict Daily this week. And we'll see you guys then. Bye.
See you guys. Happy New Year.
Bye.
Happy New Year. Bye.